Hi there, it's Donna Korchinski with another Facebook Live. It's a Tuesday, and it is a special Tuesday. It's the middle of Stampede in Calgary, and Stampede is always the social highlight of the year in Calgary, so I hope you're enjoying yourself. Today I'm going to talk about the placebo effect. Placebo, you say, what is that? Well, I am going to read one definition. It's a harmless pill, medicine, or procedure prescribed more for the psychological benefit for the patient than for the physiological effect, meaning the physical effect. In other words, it has no healing value. Now, I will give you an example of the placebo effect. Say, for example, if a company wishes to test a new drug, test its effectiveness. So what it will do, it will conduct a trial. And these are usually a big deal. Sometimes they get thousands of people signed up for the trial. And what they do, they will give a half of the participants in that trial the real drug. And the other half, they will give a placebo, sometimes, could be even a sugar pill. And that way, they judge, they ask, they find out what the effects are. And they talk to people, they interview them, they test them. Well, sometimes that doesn't always work, because sometimes people taking the placebo actually get relief from their symptoms, or they feel the side effects, like, say, for example, if they're told they could have side effects like nausea, they could get sleepy, something like that. And people will say, oh yeah, I really felt sleepy, and oh my gosh, I was throwing up, I was nauseous, but I feel better. I feel better. And they're on the placebo, and that does happen. So what is going on? If the drug is supposed to relieve a certain condition and the person on the placebo gets relief, what is happening here? Well, the brain kicks in, the brain, and that is what is healing the person. And what if the person who is taking the placebo believes that that pill will help them? It will. It can help them. So what the key word here is belief. If the person believes, it will heal. But it's all in the brain. It's in the brain. There is another story, and I read it in the research, and it was about a lady who had been, she had been depressed for many years, and it was not a good feeling for her. She just was always down. And she was under doctor's care, and her doctor said, look, there is a drug trial on this new drug, and it is supposed to help people relieve them from their depression symptoms. And the doctor says, would you like to take it? And she says, yes, I would. I would like to try at this point. She probably would try anything. So, but the doctor says, look, this could cause you some side effects if you're taking the real drug. He explained she could be on the placebo or she could be on the real drug. And the doctor says, look, you could experience some nausea. And she says, I'm okay with that. I'm okay. So she started taking it, and very soon she reported back to her doctor, I feel better. But you know, I really feel nauseous. I really am nauseous. I feel better though. And then they did testing on her brain scan, and it showed on the brain scan that she was improving. And lo and behold, you know the story, she was on the placebo. So why does this happen? Well, the brain kicks in. The brain. And this shows us how powerful our brains are, how powerful our thoughts are, how powerful our words are, our emotions. all of that. And those thoughts, those words, those emotions, those positive emotions, they can change our health. They can change them for the better. Now, the opposite can happen as well. It can also make us worse. So we have to be careful about that. So that is why we want to be able to be positive. If the words we use, the thoughts we have, even our emotions. Now, our medical profession relies heavily, heavily on science. Most of you know when you go to your doctor, say you're going for a routine exam or you have some specific complaint, very often your doctor will order some tests. It could be a blood test, it could be a urine test, and they have a whole list of things that they would want to check or eliminate, or they may give you an x-ray, or they may do an ECG or an EEG or some other fancy alphabet test. And they are relying on science. And then the results of the test come back, and the doctor will be able to tell what is happening with you. But, given those placebos, what happens there is that your brain can override what is happening with those tests. No matter how dire, how serious the results are from the test, your brain can override that. And that is what I'm talking about. So you can create your own health. You can create your own miracle using your brain, using your whole body, using your cells, using your words, your thoughts, your emotions. You can override that. And that is what this course, Wired to Heal, is all about. It is how you can heal yourself. And you can. There is a lot of evidence. There is a lot of science. Doctors have studied this. I was reading one doctor who said, I have gone through so much literature. I know that a lot of my colleagues don't believe in this, but the more I read, the more science I read, the more literature in respectable journals, medical journals, it's there. It's there. It can happen. And that is what we want to share with you in this course, Wired to Heal. All you have to do, if you want to join us, I invite you to join us. Just register right here at the bottom of this page, right under here, and come along. wiredtoheal.ca.